Welcome back to Bleach Anime Review, episode number 13. This is reviewing Bleach Thousand Year Blood War, episode 2, which is also the 368th episode of the series. Foundation Stones, covering chapters 485 to 487, and covering the first 11 pages and pages 16 17 of chapter 488. Now we start off with basically Ichigo's group with the two servers, probably just the last episode, just relax in Ichigo's room where they're just waiting for him to come back. And then Ichigo does come back, and everything is all good. And then here something happens. And then, of course, I can't remember the guy's name. Before I continue with that, they do pick up, like, pretty much where the last episode left off, where you have Y'all Reach, where you chop the guy's arm. He basically, asks him, he's a prophet. He's like, no. And he gives sort of a prediction that may or may not be true, and then he kills him. Yep, he kills him. And apparently the other guy basically says, despite what you did, you did hold off Ichigo, you're basically not worth praise or punishment, we're just going to kill you anyway. Make you a foundation stone. Then he walks up some steps, and he's like, and the guy's like, "Why? Did you need him?" He's like, "I don't care. We have plenty more Ron cars." You're thinking, what the heck? Why is he saying that for? And he walks some steps, and he pulls back a curtain to reveal Tally Bell has been captured. Yep, and here's something you might find interesting. This, aside from a flashback in this episode, this is the only time we see her. The entire freaking story arc. To your Halle Bell, one of the more interesting characters from the Ronkar saga. Here she is, chained up, and apparently she's used as a foundation stone. Of course, they show in flashback how the heck this happened. Yeah, apparently, of course, I'll get to that. So, then, of course, Yuki gets and we cut to what I mentioned before, and Yuki gets a phone call. Apparently, it's for all squads, detailing what happened last episode. That Yamato was attacked, but he was, like, we had these individuals who basically came to his office, killed a member of the squad right in his office, and then wounded his lieutenant, who later died. And then it's found out that apparently the entire first squad has entirely been massacred. Yeah, the entire, over 100 people have all been killed. Yes. I'm like, damn, no wonder I'm taking this seriously. And you might be curious, though, was this made for the anime? No, they actually did mention this in the manga, so this did happen. So, then, of course, we actually have a meeting of the squad, and then we have a funeral for a lieutenant. Now, they do cut out briefly seeing Byakuya and Renji in this scene. Yeah, I'm not really sure why they cut them out for. Just focus on Yamato a lot of the time. Then you see him burning the bodies, and that's it for that one. And I'm like, why would you cut Renji and Byakuya? Maybe because their scenes were important. It's only just a couple pages. And then you have Miyokia, where he basically gives the briefing. Excuse me, what exactly happened. And identifies his army as Army of Quincy's. Yes, that's a big shocker. Yes, Quincy's. Meanwhile, though, you have everybody basically just cooling their heads, just basically keeping himself occupied. Ichigo gets bored in his room, so he just has to go on patrol. And this is a slight change to the manga, where he's just basically walking about, and then he's standing in the middle of the sky. And then all of a sudden he hears a voice, and up above his head, here comes Nell, just plow right at him. Yes, Nell. Yeah, making her first appearance since the Wakamundos arc. Yeah, that's the last time she appeared. And then she appears on a playground. Then, of course, Poochie shows up. Yeah, and of course, he's like, oh, you can't guess who it is? He's like, yeah, you're Pakya. And then, of course, they basically detail what happened. The Quincy's have conquered Wakamundo. Yes, because it was mentioned that Wakamundo by Yareach is actually his territory. And they do show in flashback of how the heck that kind of how explaining how this happened. And apparently these guys also massacred a lot of Iran cars. And apparently these guys are responsible for making the hollow disappear. Basically, they're planning to disrupt the balance, per se. So Ichigo decides, like, because he helps, like, of course, we'll help out, no problem. Basically, Ichigo, Chad, Ururu is not staying behind, or Hime goes, and Kitsuke decides to come to his window. Kitsuke has never been to Wakamundo. Yes, this is definitely the first time ever he's ever been to Wakamundo. This is actually something the anime did correct. You gotta correct about this one. You're probably thinking, was there a scene from the Rancor story arc where he actually went to Wakamundo? Nope. Never did. This was the first time I went. Yeah, it's kind of like the Swatha Ururu for Kitsuke. Now, I should point before I continue something else. Ururu disappears in the manga for quite a while. He doesn't show up toward the back half of the story arc, like during the last quarter of. He's absent for quite a while. As in the case of those two Soipers, they disappear. They are never seen again in the series. They're just here just for this quick few chapters, and then they're never seen again. No, seriously, they are never seen again. Well, actually, they may pop up once after this one. They popped up a few times, but they're not exactly very noteworthy. I kind of forgot they show up after, basically, well, they pop up a few times afterwards, but not exactly very noteworthy. Yeah, they don't do much of anything at all. Not really. He does pop up in the book We Do Not Always Love You. He does pop up in that book. But, yeah. Like, I kind of forgot. Now, UK and the woman who's there, like, I barely remember these two being the story arc at all. I remember them being there at the beginning, and I just kind of forgot they just basically just disappeared. And then I found out, nope, they're basically appear very sporadically. They're not very important. And in the case of, well, they go with Wakamundo, and of course, it's mentioned that Kitsuke has been doing this for quite a while, standing outside Ichigo's window and open up a portal to Wakamundo. Of course, they run on a pathway, which looks like the same pathway that Ichigo ran on with the captain of Squad 4, Urahara. And they get to Wakamundo, and then we get there, we see, get this, the evil Quincy's hauling away Iran cars like they're slaves. Yep, and the whole purpose of this is to recruit them to their army. Now, one thing that this point in the manga, this series, I point out though, this is an army of 200 people. 200. Yes, 200 evil Quincy's. And then, of course, the two girls who were Aizen's aides are here. I kind of forgot they were here. And you might be curious, though. Wait a minute. Did these two fall out of a freaking tower last ever seen? Well, one thing the anime did cut was Ururu actually saved these two. So, they owe Ururu a favor, despite the fact he's a Quincy. Yep, and they're here. And oh, yeah, we're Aizen's aides, and they're easily taken out by the captain. Like, oh, you recruit them. And then Hallibell's bodyguards show up. They basically pretty much massacre almost this captain's, almost whole group. And then they get and Ichigo, who's on his way over there. Ichigo, Chen, or he may basically chase after Ichigo. Nell follows along, and Pucci just stays there with Urukara and with Kitsuke. And then they arrive, and the bodyguard's been defeated. Well, they're all basically just bloodied, and they're basically, possibly near death, per se. And maybe we're going to see a big battle with Ichigo next episode, which should be interesting, to say the least. But damn, another really good episode. Definitely looking forward to next episode. And hope the God that actually watches on the day it comes out, which is Friday. Because last episode I recorded the day afterward. This one was 2 days afterwards. Let's hope this doesn't happen again anytime soon. I hope not. Okay, so that's episode of you. Next up is going to be Uzi Gachan Wants Hangout. Okay, next video. Bye.